Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 97. Happy Thursday evening to all my amazing viewers on this awesome channel. Today the Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Chargers will be traveling 3,695 miles across the Atlantic Ocean to London, England. And this time we will be at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Last time we were there, it was the Patriots against the Raiders in London, and we were at Wembley. So London was home of the 1908, 1948, and 2012 Summer Olympics. London is also home of the Londonites, that big giant Ferris wheel, and I think it's the only Ferris wheel in London, if I'm not mistaken. It probably is, so. London is also home of Buckingham Palace, which is home of the British royal family. In the United States where I live, there is no royal family, never was. London is also home of the Big Ben Tower Clock and the Tower of London, where Parliament is hosted. And London is home of the Wimbledon tennis tournaments, which they've done that since 1877 in the Wimbledon district of London. Sadly, they didn't do it this year because of the pandemic that's going on right now. And yeah, so without further ado, we'll see you guys at Tottenham Hotspur in London. Here we are at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, England, where we see Justin Herbert, the rookie from Oregon, comes out of the tunnel to battle off against Ryan Tannehil and the Tennessee Titans. And this will be a pretty fun matchup to see, because 2 years ago there was a matchup like these two teams met up in London and the Chargers won that game.
It's the NFL International Series on EA Sports. Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers versus Ryan Tannehil and the Tennessee Titans.
Alright, now we are in London, England, as the Tennessee Titans kick off to battle off against the Los Angeles Chargers. So they met here on October 21st of 2018, and the Chargers won. But it was a really close game, believe it or not. I think the Chargers won by at least 5 points. So, 1st and 10 now, we see the rookie Justin Herbert stepping onto the field for the first time on offense. So they're going to hand the ball off to the wide receiver, Keenan Allen, and only gains 10 yards, and this will definitely be a first down for the LA Chargers. Now we're going to use the 3-4 defense zone coverage for the Tennessee Titans. 1st and 10 now. And now he's going to throw the football to Virgil Green. Does he make the first down? They're going to say no. It's 1 yard shy. It's 1 yard shy, so it's 2nd and 1 for LA. So they're going to hand the ball off, and they're going to get a first down. Alright, Jack Crawford made the sack, the London native. He's coming to his home. He's playing in his hometown for the first time on Madden 21. He gets sacked by the London native, Jack Crawford. He was born and raised in London, and he went to Penn State for college. So the most foreign-born NFL players you see is primarily England. And here's why. Football is now being more popular in England since 2007. More and more people from England have gotten interested in American football. I think it was the Giants-Dolphins game, and the Giants won that 13-10 October 28th of 07 at Wembley. And Austin Eckler gains his second carry, but he only gains it for like 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 now for the Chargers. They're going to throw the football. Keenan Allen gets a reception at the 15, so they're 3rd and inches. If they do not make a first down, they're going to have to do a field goal try. So now the Chargers are going to do a passing play. They're trying to avoid getting sacked. Oh, and it's a fumble. It's Daquan Jones that makes a fumble recovery, and this will be LA's first turnover of the football game. And now we see Derrick Henry, one of our running backs, and Ryan Tannehil, who went with them, who's been on the Titans since last season. So now Derrick Henry, the Alabama product, gained 16 yards there on that carry. So this will be a first down and 10 for the Titans, as they're ready to play some offense. They're looking forward to scoring their first points of the game. And we're going to take a timeout to think of our game plan. So now it's still 0-0 here in London, England. So we're at Tottenham Hotspur. And I like how London has 2 options for London and 1 Mexico City. Oh, and we lost the football. And Derwin James Jr. recovers. And this might be ending up to be a scoreless first quarter. And we still have possession of the football. That fumble recovery did not count, so we still have possession of the football with only 5 seconds left in the first quarter here in London. So now he's gonna get a first down, and there's an injury timeout. So we're just gonna run it. We're gonna run it until we get that touchdown. So this is gonna be 1st and 10 from the 31 here in London. Derrick Henry, nobody tackles him, and he gets it in safely to the end zone. Touchdown Titans, 31-yard rushing touchdown by Derrick Henry, and he will score the first points of the game for the Tennessee Titans. All right, now it's 1st and 10 from the 25 here in London. Justin Herbert is 4 for 4. He could possibly have a 158.3 passer rating by the end of this episode. So this is 2nd and 10 now from the 25 here in London. And I'm thinking they're going to do a running play, and they are. And Eckler only gains about 4 yards on that carry. So this is going to be 3rd down and 6 now for Los Angeles. So 3rd and 6 from the 29. And now they're going to think about throwing it. Does they get a first down? They're going to say yes. They do. And we're going to use a 3-4 defense formation. So we're going to play the 3-4 defense. And now he's going to hand the ball off to Austin Eckler. And he gets stopped at the 41. So this is going to be a 2nd and 5 from the... This will be 2nd and 5 now for LA here in London. And this is so fun doing these London videos. I really do love playing in London, because they didn't have an international series game during this year because of the COVID restrictions, if they were loosened in England or not. Maybe next year they'll hopefully play games in London, because they didn't have one this year. So they're expecting the vaccine to come out in July or August of 2021. And we just saw Harold Landry make the sack there. So now 2nd and 16, Justin Herbert gets sacked by Vic Beasley Jr., the former Atlanta Falcons defensive end. And we're going to play some 3rd and 27. We like to play some defense here in London. We're here to play in London for fun, just for entertainment for you guys on this amazing channel. And now we get a punt return. We got a Dory Jackson, who is one of the best secondaries in this league, they say. So now this is 4th and 30. We're willing to return as much as we can, and we get stopped at the 44 there. So this is going to be a 1st and 10 for the Tennessee Titans. So now we're going to use the I formation. So I'm going to use my passing play. I'm going to use some Corey Davis. Hopefully we can get a touchdown along the way, and we should be able to. So now 1st and 10, we're going to take the timeout. So it's still 7-0 here in London. And we're off to a pretty good lead right now, 7-0. We should be able to score at least more touchdowns by the end of when we get into the second half and stuff. So just keep that in mind. and we get stopped there, and we're going to take our last and final timeout, and it's still 7-0 here in London. So we're like 15 yards shy from getting it from the 20, which we should be able to be in the red zone at this point. So I'm going to pass it to, oh, that could have been intercepted. I mean, and this concludes the first half, ladies and gentlemen. The Tennessee Titans now lead it in London 7-0. Derrick Henry with that 31-yard touchdown. That's the only scoring for Tennessee as of now. We will see you guys at the second half. Alright, now we're ready to return the kickoff. We got Adoree Jackson, who just recently returned the punt earlier before the first half ended. And he only returns it down to the 29. So this is going to be a 1st and 10 now for Tennessee. So we're going to use the strong formation. We're going to use some quick slants here. And this will be 1st and 10 for the Tennessee Titans. So now Tannehil ready to throw. Flag, but we catch it. And I'm thinking that it is a roughing the passer on Joey Bosa, who is the older brother of Nick Bosa, who plays on the San Francisco 49ers. And this is going to be a 1st and 10 now, still for Tennessee. And we're going to throw it to Corey Davis. Oh, he does a juke move, and he slides on in for his first touchdown of the game. And the Titans are leading as 14-0 here in London, as it's still the third quarter. Alright, and Jack Crawford, the London native, gets a sack. His second sack of the game, and he gets a 2-point safety for the Tennessee Titans, as it's now 16-0 here in London. The Chargers have to punt here, and the Titans, they get a free kick return at the 20, and they get stopped right around the 40-yard line, and this will be a 1st and 10 for Tennessee. And now I'm thinking of passing the ball to A.J. Brown. I'm going to throw the football to A.J. Brown. And he's going to try to break as many tackles. He broke at least 3 there that time. 4 for 5, 109 yards for Ryan Tannehil in this football game so far. And now we got 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the Chargers have not even scored a touchdown, a safety, nor a field goal. 5 for 6, 122 yards, and a touchdown here in London. So now 1st and 10, we're at the 20. And I'm going to throw the football. It's incomplete. 5 for 7, 122 yards. We're going to use the curls passing play. So this is going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Chargers. And now it's going to be another incompletion. 5 for 8 there, 122 yards. 3rd and 10, in fact, for the Titans. And we should be able, since we are in the red zone, we should be able to get a touchdown here. If not, we can always try a field goal. And do we get the touchdown? It kind of looked like it, but the answer is going to be no. Oh, we're at 1st and goal. That's really good. That's good. And at first I thought I had control of the football, and it's incomplete. So now I'm going to just pass the ball to Jonnu Smith. And this is now going to be 23-0 here in London, as the Titans lead it by 23. The Chargers have not even scored a single point. So turns out the Titans may be able to win this football game. Alright, now it's 1st and 10 for the LA Chargers. They're going to hand the football off to Austin Eckler. And he's going to get stopped at the 48. So this is going to be a 2nd and 5 for the LA Chargers. And this will likely end the third quarter. And it will, as the Titans now take this 23-0 lead. No one scored in the first quarter. We scored 7 points with that Derrick Henry touchdown. And then the Jonnu Smith and Corey Davis touchdown receptions, and then the Jack Crawford 2-point safety, and now he's going to get sacked by Vic Beasley. This Titans defense knows how to play football right there. They know when to sack the quarterback, and they know how to take turnover seriously. I mean, it's 3rd and 17. The Chargers will not likely get a first down. Who knows? They might. And that was an incomplete pass. And it's 4th and 17. Why would you not punt on 4th and 17 even though you're not going to make that first down? If they do not make this first down, the Titans have possession of the foot. Oh, we could have got that INT. That pass should have been an INT there, but apparently it is not. So this is going to be a 1st and 10, turnover on downs, by the way. So they just lost their possession of the football. We give it to the other team. And this is different from a turnover. A turnover, it's like a fumble or an interception that the defense recovers. And the defensive team that caught the INT or got the fumble, they now get to be on offense. And if they return it for a touchdown or a fumble for a touchdown, so the offense gets another chance. So now Derrick Henry, he's going to run it, and he's going to get stopped at the 8 with 97 rushes. So if he gets a touchdown, he will at least reach over 100 yards. And we're going to take a break here because of the 2-minute warning. All right, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. If we make it a touchdown, which we do not, we only gain 1 yard there. If we get 2 more yards at least by the end of this football game, which we should, then Derrick Henry will have over 100 yards rushing, which is good. And he gets it into the end zone. Touchdown Titans, as we see a Charger down and hurt on the defense. And we will see you guys when we're on defense. It will be 30-0. Titans lead it in London. All right, now it's 2nd and 17 from the 18 here in London. So now, we get an INT there. And hopefully we do not return it. Dory Jackson made that cool INT, by the way. It made me say, wow. That is amazing right there. That is one way. We only got 1 minute left before this football game is over. And the Titans are like 44 seconds away from winning this game. And I will make a hint for the next episode. It will also be in London, but it will be in Wembley. I just haven't figured out what matchup I should do next in London. I might do a Pittsburgh Steelers, another Steelers video in London, because they've done pretty well. Or Philadelphia Eagles in London. And this game is about to be over in 10 seconds. Clock is winding down, and the game is over. The Tennessee Titans, who are the designated road team in London. Well, both teams are on the road because London is on the other side of the planet. And it's now 30-0 here in London. The Tennessee Titans win it. A lot of touchdowns, mainly by Derrick Henry. This defense was pretty good. Mainly by Jack Crawford, the London native. 7, 16, 7. That's 30. The Chargers did not even score a single point in this football game. And this was a pretty fun one to watch here in London. All I want to say is thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys really, really enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for more content in this channel. And I hope to see you guys soon. And we'll show you the next episode here in London. Alright, in this next matchup, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders, which just recently won in London, they're going to play again in London for Season 5, Episode 22. And this is going to be a pretty fun matchup because those teams are undefeated in London and in general for Madden 21. Back in Madden 20, there was a matchup similar to this in Pittsburgh. It was tied. Nobody won. And that wraps it up, everybody, and we'll see you guys in this next episode. Peace out.